Alright, this part two of this week's draffet store. The first part, like I said, was on sugar and other sweeteners. This one, part on FDA. Now here's my take on it. Okay, as a kid, I used to believe, the FDA was, beneficial to us. Okay, and it did, protected us from whatever. Here's my take on it now. I, I have no credibility towards the FDA whatsoever anymore. And I'll explain to you why. Now, I've actually been on their website about one subject, checking something up on fluoride. Being that here in the United States, fluoride is actually used to purify our water system. I think it's up in Canada and Europe, they use hydrogen peroxide. All right. And I think it's like 30% or whatever to purify it. Okay. Both substances in a certain amount are supposedly bad for you. Now, the research I've done on hydrogen peroxide, the only time that hydrogen peroxide is bad for you is it's 30% or above and it burns your skin. Okay, so when you break it down into the water system, uh, you know, percentage here or there, it's a little less. Okay, it's a natural substance, like I just said in, on the sugar one. Uh, it is produced at upper levels of the atmosphere in rain, and by the time it hits the water, that's what that smell that you always smell when it starts raining. That's hydrogen peroxide. It filters its way down through this and purifies the water as it goes down, and it breaks up. Being that H2O is water, H2O3 is hydrogen peroxide, or it's H3O2. I don't remember. I've never been good at chemistry, so. But it's the next one up from water. Okay. Fluoride, on the other hand, which is a substance that's used to, like I said, purify our water. I remember being told as a kid when I was getting my teeth whitened and cleaned, don't swallow the fluoride. It's bad for you at the dentist. Yet it is still a substance that's put in our water every day. Like I said, the FDA has it on their website. I'm listening to the benefits and the hazards to it, stating that it is safe. Well, at the time that fluoride was being pushed, there was at least 2 or 3 major doctors that were against, and this is after World War II, that were against using this, okay, in our waters. Yet the FDA says it's safe. Okay, how can you tell? This is where I lose credibility with the FDA. How can you pass all this stuff and say it's safe to people when your website lists the hazards of drinking too much? Okay. It was known that the Nazis used fluoride as, and I'll talk about this because I wholeheartedly believe that anything that the Nazis did during World War II should be credible, because they did something that most people don't, or most companies don't do now. Okay, most companies, to now, when they test something out, they test it on an animal first and then do limited human testing. Now, I am not, here's my disclaimer, I am not for the Nazi Party, I'm not for the neo-Nazi Party. But when it comes to science, they tested their stuff on humans and found out what it did. Simple as that. So they knew during World War II what fluoride did, what hydrogen peroxide did, and any other number of things, because they tested it on people in the concentration camps and did the studies. So I will, and they even said this is what it does, and it is, reduces a whole bunch of different stuffs, and you can read it, like I said, on the FDA's website. They have it there. So if you know that these people who tested it on people said that this is the effect, and you allow it, in the general population and you say it's safe and you know it's not, you're full of shit. I'm sorry. All right. That goes for the following. All right. Any and all drugs that I see a commercial on that have 50 side effects for taking it for, whether it's for taking it for my heart, taking it for my, fix a problem with my eyes, taking the problem to fix something with my ass. You give me 50 side effects and one of them includes death, and and the FDA says it's safe because there's a disclaimer attached to it. I'm sorry, disclaimer or not, that product should never have hit the market in the first place because it was unsafe, because it had side effects. Okay, I can list 6 other things that got taken off the market that were based on natural substance, that based on or are natural substances that in other countries, doctors or apothecaries, whichever, have used for centuries. Okay, that here in the United States they are banned substances. Ephedra is one of them. The Chinese have been using it for centuries. They have documented proof on at what levels you need to use it to benefit you and where to stop it at. Okay, yet here in the United States, it's a banned substance because it caused a number of heart attacks or heart conditions. Right off the bat, it got banned, taken out of hydroxycut and a bunch of other ones, because the companies did not go and do the research, or they do like most companies do and put this in in everything, whether it's caffeine, ephedra. I can list 50 other things that come out, and it's in everything. Where maybe 20 years ago you couldn't find it, was in some things, but not all things. Okay, yet the FDA passed, put a ban on it. Anabolic steroids the same way. I have actually watched on numerous occasions Faster, Stronger, I can't remember the rest of it, but it's all my heroes are on steroids. Okay, and then it's been banned. We've had congressional hearings on it. Yet it's anabolic steroids in moderate use have major benefits to AIDS research, cancer research. Okay, to keep cancer patients alive. Yet it gets banned. Okay, yet there's other substances like cortisol and cortisone, which are another steroidal compound, that are actually more harmful in even minor dosage than anabolic steroids are. Now, so you understand, I'm big against drugs. I believe that if you're over the age limit, say 18 to 21, and you choose to take drugs, that's fine for you. Okay, but when you ban a substance with very little or no testing or whatsoever, and it's just word of mouth from a doctor, and you're an agency like the FDA, and then you have another substance like aspartame, which has been since day one has been ridiculed, whatever, major testing through and it's supposedly safe, yet you even state, in your research and other research that it only affects 1 or 2% to 10% of the population. Well, like I said in the first part, that's like 2 million people, one major city. Steroids can help 1 to 2 million people in moderate dosage. Okay. The overuse of steroids is actually based on, the heart problems and everything is from overuse. Okay, it's from roid boys in the gym that overdo it, and then later on in life, their heart, gives out. And now like I said, I have never seen. I've always heard secondhand what it does. I've never seen or heard of an actual study on it. Yet the FDA banned it. Ephedra, the same thing. Okay. Here's the thing. If it's an independent study not backed by the federal government, a drug company, a food company, or somebody tied to one of the above, I will believe it. Okay. If it is federal government or the above, I won't, because they have something to gain from said, from said study. Okay, when I mean they have something to gain. That means if there's a natural product that they want off the market to push their product to make money, they will do it. Okay. I'm sorry. It just astounds me how ignorant we are as a species, that we will believe an agency because they are elected or whatever, without doing the research ourselves. I mean, now with the internet, it's a lot easier, but in the past it wasn't. Okay. I'm no scientist, I'm no expert, but when the FDA passes, like I said, passes all of these products and they are hazardous, and they have this proving that it's hazardous, there is a commercial for a lawyer. We have a lawsuit for such and such, and if you have ever taken, and the FDA passed it. How ignorant can you be? Now, I've been ranting. I'm sorry. Next week I have no idea exactly what I'm going to do. I'm going to play by ear. But this draffet store, have fun.